Hello to the sixth webinar on intelligent RPA. Today we will talk about Citrix and we see how to call a RPA automation scenarios for Citrix. Before, a little presentation. So in some case you will have to pilot some application in Citrix session. It's a bit different. Today we will see how to do this. Classic architecture with intelligent RPA, it's with the factory and multiple agents. The factory will distribute packages and jobs. In attended mode, the factory distributes packages on the agents. This is the classic architecture. Here, I will explain this. With Citrix, you have to understand that you have to install an agent in Citrix. There is other ways. You can pilot a Citrix application through OCR pilot, but the best way to pilot application in Citrix is to install an agent on the Citrix server and pilot the application with native pilots. And here, if you keep the classic architecture and you use the factory to distribute jobs to your Citrix session, you will not be able to do what you want because you see here, each user have a connection to a Citrix session. So there is a user session and there is the local machine of the user and the Citrix session. If you launch a job and tell to the factory to execute this job on a machine, you will not be able to tell to the factory that I want to distribute the job on this Citrix server or this Citrix session. You will not be able to choose. So the good way, the good architecture to pilot Citrix is to build some bridge between the local user agent and user Citrix session. The factory will only distribute packages and the factory will not use the jobs. So today we will see how to create this bridge and how to use it. So I think we can start. So here I have a Citrix machine and I will use the same application, the first webinar, with the sub-scenarios. So you see here in the Citrix session I have installed the CRM form. And maybe we can start. So I have a version of this application of my machine. Okay, we will start a little project to see how it's working. So I will create my first project. Test Citrix. Okay. Okay. So the first thing is to capture my application. We will use UI automation. Yeah, it's here. Okay. And yeah, we have to create a new page and okay. So my capture is done. Now I just want to add some criteria and just for the test I will declare only one item. Okay. So we have the capture of our application. And now I will explain you the first way to create a Citrix bridge. So you have to go into the parameter of the application. And here there is a parameter that is called server. You can select the server. So we will use Citrix, but you can use RDP. It's the same. It's only in configuration. And if you know how to use Citrix, you will know how to use RDP. Okay, so here I select my application to be a Citrix application. Okay, and now I will explain you how to communicate through Citrix. Okay, so I will create an event. Okay, So with this, I create an event on my application, and I will just put an handler on my event. Okay. And we will, just for the test, we will do something like okay. So with this, you send, if you use a Citrix application, I will show you how to send an event, but if you send this type of event, the Citrix server will receive this event. I will show you. So I make an archive project, and I will, not this one, this one, okay. Okay. Okay, so here, okay, so I will download this. Okay, so now I have my project in the same project in Citrix than in my computer. Okay, I will open it just to show you. Yeah, and I will put this here. Okay. So during this, I run my project on my local computer. Okay. On my Citrix machine, I will also run the project. Okay. Okay. So I will prepare the code. You see, to send an event, you have to use the verb notify. Okay. So I prepare this in the debugger. And now, if I send my event, it will be sent through the Citrix channel. Oh, this is the demo effect. Okay. What is happening? Maybe. Yeah, it's a Citrix. Okay, strange. Yeah, maybe it's due to this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So you see, the event has been received by the Citrix machine, and yeah, my reference ID is set here. So this is a simple project, and you see, you can send events to the Citrix machine, and you can do this also to the local machine. Here, you can add some data, and we will see how to do this in complete scenario.
Julian, I have a question in this part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I want to create a communication between the Citrix and my local system, I have to make sure in the Citrix also the agent is running, right?
Yeah, the agent has to run on the Citrix session and on the local machine.
Okay, so then what is the business purpose? Why we are not directly sending the package to the Citrix agent instead of we are sending the package in our local system?
No, the package will be sent to the factory, and maybe I can go back to this. The case is you have multiple user session, okay? And if you don't create this bridge to connect to the user session, this one, the user one, well, let me tell him the user one, okay? And him the user two.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't create this bridge, you will not be able to tell if you use jobs to the factory, you will not be able to tell which machine have to execute the jobs. So here, I will not be able to say this is on a Citrix server that I have to launch the job.
Okay, so but in case of factory, once we are enlisting our systems where we need to run the job, we can add the Citrix system details as well, right?
Not on the factory. You cannot specify the machines that you want to execute. And maybe it will be more clear with the scenarios that I want to explain after this.
Okay.
Maybe keep your question for the last part.
Sure.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Okay, so here I will take the project that have been done for the webinar on sub-scenarios. To remind you, this is a process with two workflows. I'm trying to execute it. And the workflow, read an Excel, read this Excel and go to the application CRM WinForm to get all the user information. So yeah. Okay, I will delete this. Okay, so for each reference, we will launch a new workflow to get to user info. Okay. Yeah, let's go to the end. So this is our workflow. Now, imagine that this application is on Citrix session. For multiple reasons, a lot of users use Citrix session to deploy some application or what else, and so the user cannot access to this application on his local machine, and he only can do this on his Citrix application. Our scenario launch each time the application. You have to know that you cannot send an event on an application that hasn't been launched. So this is why we will have to do something a little more tricky to create a Citrix bridge. Okay, so the first thing is to go into projects, and we will create two new processes that is independent of the application. So I will use the local process and Citrix. So here we cannot modify the parameter of the process. For now, you have to edit the XML and change the server parameter here. So I change the server parameter to Citrix. Now, okay. So I will create two events. The first one is the Citrix server to get information to send the request. Okay, and the second one will be notified by the Citrix server to send the information. Okay. So we tell that if the Citrix server get this event, we will launch. So yeah. So I go to the main scenario of my local workflow, and you see here, this is how we launch our sub-scenario. So I will copy this And yeah, we want to launch the sub scenario when you get this event. Here we get the data of the event that we can give to the event. Okay, and we will tell okay, we have to create our context variable. So just a second. Okay, so I create the data manager for my scenario. You see here, if we go here, we have to create this one. Okay. Okay. So I put my reference ID, this reference ID that is used to search the user info. So I will just put it in this parameter. Okay, so it's working with this. And okay, if the scenario is finished, I will get the result here. So the result is here. And yeah, and so Citrix is notifying the local server with the event send data, and you give the data. Okay, now I have to go back in my scenario. So it's the main scenario that will be executed on the local machine. And here, okay. So we don't need this anymore. I only have to comment. Okay, and instead of launch a sub-scenario, I will send an event through the Citrix channel, and we will wait for this event here. Heavy send data. Here, I will notify the Citrix event. And here I have to create an object to set reference ID. So I use and now we have to wait on the end of the scenario. So here we have to wait the event send data. So here we only have to do something like this. Okay, so you see that the data that is given, it's this structure. So yeah, it's really simple. So to get the data, okay, and with this we only have to okay. So I think it will work with this. Let's try it. So for now we will use the studio, and we will try with the factory after this. And maybe you will see why I'm doing. Okay. So I have my archive. Okay. 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 So I go to the Citrix machine. Yeah, I have to Okay, we unzip it. Okay, and yeah. So I open my project. Okay. So yeah. So I run my two projects. Okay, what's happening? Oh. Okay. Okay, it's starting. Just have to wait the end of the initiation. Okay. So now you can imagine that a user have a list of his reference ID in his computer, and he knows that the application CRM it's on the Citrix server. So if you use unattended job to get the information, you will get the information, but you will not see. Imagine the user wants to see the process, and maybe here it can be an attended scenario. So you can launch an attended scenario through the Citrix CNL, and if the scenario asks some user input, it will be able to set this in the Citrix session. Okay, so here, if I launch my scenario now, so you get the information and you see the scenario to get the value, it's executing here. Yeah, I think we have a little issue. I think we don't get the data, so why? No, I think it's here. Yeah, here. So I will just modify this in the code directly because I don't want to re-upload my archive. Okay. Okay. I hope it will work better. I will close my application here. I don't need this. And yeah. Okay. Now if I launch my scenario, yeah, now it's working. So now you see we get the information here. We keep, yeah. Okay, and yeah, you get the information here. Yeah, now it's working. So here with this, you can launch a scenario in your Citrix machine. It can be attended scenarios with this. And here you can make an attended scenario that ask some inputs of the user. Why we have to create a bridge? If we upload and we ask to the factory to distribute this, to distribute the jobs, you will not be sure that the jobs that you that you send on the local machine will be executed on the Citrix session of the user that have sent the job. And it's easier to deploy. I will show you on the factory. I just have to check on which tenant I am registered. Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay, it's good. So I go to the factory. Okay. And before I have to export my project. Yeah. Maybe we have to check something. Yeah. We want to be able to launch the scenario in production mode. Okay. So now I export my project. Yeah. Okay. So I go into management, hierarchies, and you see I've made a hierarchy with all my machines. So there is 2 machines, and maybe I can call this one to be yeah. Okay, and so you can add a lot of machines if you want. Okay, on the same level with this. Okay, and now I have an environment that is not really specific. Okay, it's on the hierarchy Citrix. Okay, my export is ready. So I go into packages. I will import my project. Okay.
Quick question, Julien. Have you exported the package you already corrected with AV data?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I have to change my version of my project because I have an older project that is existing in the factory. Okay. You make me the duped. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Okay, is it a good version? The 1.4. Is it okay? Okay. So my package is created. It's version 4 of this package. Okay. So I create a new deployment on the Citrix environment. Okay. And now I only have to create an attended trigger. Okay. So I will stop this. Okay. I will launch my agent on the local machine. And yeah, on the Citrix server too. Yeah, and we have to wait just a few seconds. If I go to agents here on the factory, I can filter, yeah. Oh. So here, this one is starting, but I don't understand why. Maybe here I'm not on the good tenant. Okay. Strange. It's not connected. Okay. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, it stopped. And okay. No, it's good. No, why I don't have. Okay. Strange. Why I don't have any connection here? Yeah, it's not the good tenant, I think. Okay, I don't understand why. Okay. Oh, maybe I have to and shut down. Okay. If I relaunch. So now, okay, maybe it's not so good. Yeah, this is this one. Yeah, okay. It's preparing. Okay, let's wait a little. Oh, maybe I haven't set the good. I think the hierarchy is not good. This is an old machine. Yeah, this is why it's too long. Okay, so I will add a new node. Okay. Now my environment is okay. If I go into deployment, yeah. So now maybe to be quicker, we can shut down this and relaunch the agent. Yeah, now it's okay. Okay, and now if I go here, I launch my scenario, and we have some trouble. Okay, let's see what's happening. Maybe there is an issue with the connection. I don't know. Let's use the trace viewer. No. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's not important. And now, so if I launch my event, okay, now it's working. Maybe it's a connection issue. So here, the project is working. You can distribute with the Citrix channel a data scenario. Okay, and if you see here, it's a little simpler with this to create your hierarchy. It's only you have put all your machines and all your logins. I think it will work too if you use only the login machine, because if you use the same login to the Citrix session and the local machine, you only have to declare only one line on the hierarchy. It's the login. That's it. Okay, is it more clear on the purpose on to use the channels? Maybe if you have some questions.
Okay, so you have installed the Desktop Studio and Agent on Citrix, right? So if you log off, so generally what you have installed on Citrix, it's only for one time. Generally, if you log off, right, again the data is not available. So is it that every time we have to install when you log into Citrix? How is it?
No. You only have to install the agent on Citrix. Here, it's only for development that I've used the studio.
Okay. Suppose because for some of the employees, it's like suppose if they want to work on Citrix, right? Can we do the development on Citrix? Desktop Studio development on Citrix? Yeah,
you can do this. Yeah. You have to understand something. The capture has been made on the same session. You cannot capture an application. If you use the studio on the local machine, you will not be able to capture the Citrix application. You will be able to do this with OCR pilots, but not with the native pilots. Okay, you have to install the studio to develop and to capture your application on the Citrix session.
Okay. So it's once time installable only. It's not that again when the user logins to Citrix one more time, again there is no need for second installation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other question? Okay. So I think I will close the webinar. Thank you all.